everyone. I think Dr. Neeraj Nagpal, you know, all the years old, is almost becoming a legend in the field of protecting doctors against, I would say, malpractice issues, which many times are not only against the doctors but also against the society in general. It is rather strange in this country that several of the regulations which are issued from time to time, not only by the Ministry of Health, including the action taken by the Medical Council of India, are against the very health and medical interest of people. I will not take much time and request Dr. Nagpal to give his viewpoint.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm really appreciative of the fact so many seniors have responded and have come to attend this session today on Sunday at such an early hour. And in fact, I see people from Punjab and from far places also over here. Thank you all for being here. The topic today is legal complications of medical practice. I will mainly concentrate. Of course, there are many issues which involve medical professionals, allopathic doctors per se. But I would like to concentrate, because of paucity of time, on Consumer Protection Act, because this, in my opinion, is the key legislation which has majorly affected all doctors, 99% allopathic, maybe 1% homeopathic and Ayurvedic doctors also. We went through the data regarding consumer literacy. Ours is becoming a litigious society. How many cases are filed in consumer court per 1,000 population? National average 3. Chandigarh 57. Per 1,000 population, 57 cases are filed in consumer court. These are not only against doctors, these are against insurance companies, everybody, but this is just to give you an idea. Now these are the data available for cases filed. What about the cases decided? We have data regarding cases decided, and at least from National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, the data is around 12.5% of all cases which have been decided by National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission Delhi. 12.5% were against doctors. So from that and from this data, how many cases are being filed, the volume of the problem can be gauged. A lot of times people have this misconception. I am working in this field for the past 20 years and I have more than 200, 300 doctors who have come in with their individual problems. The thing is, whether you have charged a patient or not is of no concern under Consumer Protection Act as far as its applicability to doctors. In Brigadier A.S. CBR versus Union of India, National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission had held that military hospitals are not covered under CPA. Rest, every other thing is covered. And this was decided by V.P. Shanta and others versus Indian Medical Association, where they said, if a hospital is charging 100 rupees for an X-ray and not charging any amount from another patient, the patient who has not paid a single penny still remains the consumer of the hospital. That means hospitals like Sector 16 General Hospital, hospitals like GMCH, hospitals like PGIH, any hospital. The only hospitals which will take this exam are hospitals which do not charge anything from anybody. They may be charging 10 rupees or 20 rupees nominal registration fee, but anything else which is charged from any patient, even one patient is paying and 99 are not paying, all 99 remain consumers. Why I stress this point is, we sometimes think, this is my staff member, I am not charging him. Mind you, that person remains your consumer. Somebody is your friend, you are not charging him. Please remember, he is your consumer. Do not ever misunderstand this point that whether you are charged or not charged, the person remains your consumer. if you are charging from other people. Despite the CPR case, the State Consumer Forum in Delhi awarded a compensation against base hospitals, even though National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission had already decided that military hospitals are not covered. The District Forum awarded compensation in this particular case. Why I am bringing this out? Because this particular case is very similar to one we recently had in Panchkula. There were 4 ultrasounds which were done antepartum in this patient. One was level 2 ultrasound, and all of them missed. Finally, the baby was found to have meningococcus, spina bifida, and hydrocephalus, and compensation was awarded by the District Forum. Those state commissions overruled it. Does this mean army hospitals can get away with any negligence? Answer is no. It simply means consumer courts cannot take up cases of negligence against doctors working in army hospitals. Army hospital doctors, if somebody wishes to sue, they have to follow the civil code. Sudhakar versus Union of India matter, this is 2009 judgment. Patient had already carcinoma done, radiation was given, endoscopy was attempted, failed. Patient came with pain and dysphagia. Next day, ENT surgeon saw, gave some medicine, sent back. 3-4 days later, patient started having fever, chest pain, all that. Finally, it was found the operation had occurred and it was missed. So Delhi High Court awarded 12.5 lakhs compensation plus 10% interest since the complaint was filed in 2000. This I have already covered, that your friends, your relatives, your staff treated free of cost remain your country. ESI hospitals, there was confusion whether patients who are treated in ESI hospitals, because they are not paying directly for the treatment, whether they remain consumers. Please understand, they are also consumers. Number of cases we have of government hospitals where cases have been filed. In fact, against CGI, last, I remember, around 60 odd cases, at least I had knowledge of, which were filed against CGI. Few have been decided, some are in the process. When you look at the Act, Consumer Protection Act, when it came in, what did the Act say? It said, one was of course trade of anything. If you have sold something and you have cheated, fine, the consumer can take you to consumer court. But there was a concept of service. What was service? It's a defined as banking, financing, insurance, transport, processing, supply of electrical. There is a list, whole list, nowhere in which medical services was included in the Act. This is the Act I'm talking about. Also in the Act is very clearly mentioned that does not include rendering of any service free of charge. This is mentioned in the Act. But V.P. Shanta and others versus Indian Medical Association decided once and for all that even if service has been provided free of cost by a doctor who is charging other patients, or a hospital which is charging other patients, the patient who is taken the services free of cost remains the consumer. One thing what V.P. Shanta and others judgment had said was only outright cases of negligence will be taken up by consumer court. Outright cases of negligence meant right leg had to be amputated, left was amputated. Right eye was to be operated, left was operated. Anesthesia, wrong dose was given, wrong anesthetic gas was given. Instead of oxygen, we were given nitrous. So outright cases of medical negligence only could be taken up to consumer court. If there were complicated cases where expert opinions were needed, the judgment very clearly said these were cases which had to be handled by civil court. These were not to be handled by consumer court. However, in 2002, Dr. J.J. Merchant versus Srinath Chaturvedi, Supreme Court reviewed this judgment and said, even in complicated cases where evidence of expert was needed, those cases also now could be covered under Consumer Protection Act. In 2002, an amendment was brought on in the Act, which was very clear. Even to date, people have not realized the importance. Prior to that, it was only a question of compensation. This amendment, ordered by the compensation, this is ordered by Consumer Court, gave the powers for the compensation to be recovered as land revenue earlier. So the government had the power, the local authority had the power to sell your house, to sell your property, to recover any compensation which was awarded and you have not paid. Power of judicial magistrate first class was given to Consumer Court. They could order arrest. This is the